Once again, my name is Kendrick Gray. Follow me on social media. I am Kendrick Gray. As Sam has already stated, I am manager for Sam Ross and the show. I have a management company, IAKR Management. Obviously, the acronym is IAKR. I am Kendrick Gray Management. And we're just a growing platform looking for opportunities with other individuals who are on their platforms as well. Our mission is to impact lives all over the world, and by doing so, we'll reach our own goals. And that goal is really to have a strong impact with people. So, the sky's the limit with everything that you do as long as you put the work in. We're definitely honored and grateful to be in a position that we're in now.
Man, that's dope, brother. I like it. Do you have management?
I do not.
See, that might be a conversation right there. I don't know. This other thing, right?
Bro, I've had about 4 conversations in my head already since I've been involved. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be off air.
Yeah, all off air.
All off air, yeah.
Listen, man, we want to, first off, before we continue, I want to give a shout out to the team at Real Talk 100 Radio, man. We love you guys. We thank you for the opportunity.
Thank y'all so much.
Definitely thank homage to everything that you guys are doing. Man, they got so much stuff going on. Big bro, you want to come on and tell them what y'all got going on, man? I know y'all got a laundry list of things. They got clothing line. Last I heard, they were selling chihuahuas.
Not yet. Not yet.
That's it.
Not yet.
Airline.
Not yet. Not chihuahuas. Not yet, man. But yes, sir. We try to stay ingrained in the community. We try to stay involved as much as possible. So yes, sir. We do quite a bit. We feed the homeless. We are partnered with several different organizations where we go downtown and feed the homeless once a month. We haven't been in a while, but we do contribute. We just partnered up and opened up a food pantry over by Hobby Airport. We'll be connecting with that community over there as much as possible because we primarily are out here on the north side. So we're trying to stretch our wings a little bit and provide for more than just the north side. That organization we partnered up with is Milk and Honey Ministries. Yeah. Milk and Honey Ministries.
I like it. Milk and Honey Ministries.
Milk and Honey. And I hope I don't get beat up for saying this, but they call themselves Milk and Honey because they're both pastors. And one is Hispanic, the man is Hispanic, and the wife is chocolate. You understand? So they call themselves Milk and Honey Ministries.
Okay. That reminded me of a book. But I'm not going to go into that because you said they was preachers.
Right.
We're not going to go into that. There's a book by Jerome Dickey. And if you read any of that, you know what book I'm talking about.
I am lost on that subject.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have to put that in my inbox, man.
I got you.
You lost me on that. My partner in crime here, Lisa, has put me, okay. Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types is the other organization we're partnered up with in the Hobby area. She's better at bringing off everything we do because, like he said already, we do so much in the community and for the community.
I'm going to take that into consideration.
Yeah, come on.
I do have 4 kittens that'll be ready in about 6 weeks.
Well,
for real. 6 weeks. For real.
I don't like those. So basically, our main business when we started was travel.
And everybody act like y'all got some sense. Just said, hey.
No, that's your mama. That's your mama.
And she will call your mama. Y'all better stop playing. Hey, mama, I know what to do. Follow formation. You heard? It took a village to raise
everybody.
Everybody. She got about 60 of them.
Stop.
I'm sorry. You're good. Our main and beginning business was travel. We're still travel agents. We specialize in cruises, group. Yes, we do a lot. We're Carnival specialists, Disney specialists, New York and Vegas. Right now, we're working on other specialties, but we do everything. Group cruises is my favorite thing to do. We have a tax company. We have a management and promotion company, of course, our radio show and radio station, and our not-for-profit organization, Houston Angels, which really helps everybody, but we focus in on veterans, domestic survivors and abuse victims, and then also veterans, homeless, and then on top of that, disaster relief, apartment fires, different things like that, and of course hurricanes, tornadoes, different things like that. So we love working with other organizations in the community and really, doing everything that we can. But a not-for-profit is based strictly on donations. It's not about the labels and the money for us. It's actually just doing it with our village. We love our village.
It's great that you said domestic violence. It's so real, and people really don't dive into it, especially our community.
Right.
Because we told what happened in this house stay in this house.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's now, I'm not saying go airing all your dirty laundry, but
Well, believe it or not, it's not just in your houses. I mean, I was told that. I'm a domestic survivor, I'm a rape survivor, I'm a kidnapping survivor, and I've been molested. And in my whole life, I've been told what happens is nobody else's business. Don't talk about it.
Period.
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah. I mean, I have a very long story that people would never imagine I've been through, but that's what makes me the woman that I am today. It's made me who I am. So, but I'm British, so I don't know if that makes a difference. But in that environment, they tell you that keep your stuff private. Let's not talk about it. And to this day, you cannot bring up any of those subjects in our household. It's not talked about.
Yeah, I stayed in China for 6 months, and the women. It's amazing that the women there don't speak like so. Something could have just happened to her last night, but because she's a woman, she won't say anything. Same thing in the Middle East when I stayed there. Like
It's crazy. It's crazy.
They just talk. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Don't say nothing.
So then you come here.
Right.
You ain't shutting up for woman from America. She gonna say
Nah.
whatever's on her mind.
Yes.
Especially not an hour.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Nothing to show the woman.
No, the thing is that a lot of women are afraid to speak up because of the retaliation and things like that can come along with it. And that's why it's very important, and I'm sorry, that's why it's very important that we address that and be counterparts for women. And it's easier for a woman to talk to another woman than it is for a woman to go seek out help. Right. A lot of times when you're in those cliques and you're in those groups, y'all got to take into consideration sex trafficking is still a part of it as well. And that's one of the things that's overlooked here in the city, in the state, in the country.
It's ignored in this country. It's ignored.
It's ignored.
Yeah. I hate that. It's ignored.
It's ignored.
It really is.
And the thing is a lot of people are doing it from prostitution all the way down. So a lot of women even think that it's okay if they put themselves in this situation.
It becomes normalized.
Exactly. When it comes from stripping amongst other things. So when you put yourself in those situations, you have to be prepared for the outcome of it. And that's why a lot of women and men stress that it's not, that we need to take control of that situation and start doing better by our young women as they come up. Because a lot of the younger women are looking at what the older women are doing, and then you putting yourself out there.
And believe it or not, Houston is the #1 city for sex trafficking, and it has gotten so bad in Houston right now. They're taking men, women, males, and female children. There's no white, black, Asian. It doesn't matter.
We are the #1 city for sex trafficking.
I have no choice.
I just spoke with a woman over the weekend. and I'm only saying this because of what Dewana said a minute ago about they overlook it. I didn't believe they overlooked it until I talked to this woman over the weekend. We held our first annual day in the park for the children of the community, where we gave them free food, free drinks, and invited the parents to come out too. Well, as we were sitting there kicking it and letting the friends play.
I'm gonna let you finish that, but you said free food.
Yes, sir. Free hot dogs.
Bouncy houses, a whole 9 yards.
And you ain't tell me.
And nobody tell me. Okay, I'm just messing.
We
lighten the mood a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's about to get real deep.
We were sitting there letting the kids play, and she mentioned that her daughter had been abducted at a club. She is of the LGBT community, and some ladies approached her. They liked each other. They got in the car. She got in the car with them. Next thing they know, she was in Louisiana, but they were still friendly at that time. The next day is when the world flipped upside down, and they let her know what it was. You know, you're ours, you're our property, we're going to beat you up, we're going to do this and molest you and do whatever we want to do to you until we're done with you. So, long story short, about a week later, she called her mama and told her mama, look, come get me. I don't know where I'm at. I'm high. They drugged up with methamphetamine, meth, crystal meth, drugged up. So in a week's time, her mother said when she picked up, she didn't even recognize it. That meth shit is bad. Can I cuss on y'all show?
We've been cussing for the last
I'm saved. So
I asked God for forgiveness. I know He died on the cross and rose for them for me. But that's the truth.
Yeah, and actually, it's being brought to our attention that it's getting more prevalent inside the LGBT community. It used to be just a certain age group and female children, and it's actually in Houston alone, it's males, females, adults. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, but they're gravitating now more towards the LGBT community, and we've actually talked to several people in the last week.
Is it of all ages? Like
all ages. It's all
yes.
ages.
Yes, from 5, from birth till to our age.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Because I'm 34.
The younger you
are,
are,
can be taken.
the more money.
You can be hit over the head and drug into a van.
No, they gonna want you to do that.
The younger you are, the more they pay for you. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it's real bad, and you're 100% right. We need to spread some more attention on that, and we've been bringing it up on our Monday and Wednesday shows.
I'm gonna tell y'all a really good advocate for sex trafficking. She is actually a sex trafficking survivor. Her name is Niecy Hamilton.
Yep, we've worked with her before. We've had her on our show.
She has been advocating for sex trafficking for years.
Yep.
Yes.
She actually ran for office.
Yep, and she does a lot in the community.
She does a lot for sex trafficking.
We used to be with her every, what was that, Wednesday when we picked up groceries downtown. She picks up groceries with us. Shout out to the Bread of Life downtown. They are who provide us with our groceries to feed the homeless.
She's one of the largest sex trafficking advocates that I know in the
But let me, Dewana, to your point, the lady said that she called the police. She called the police, and the police laughed at her. They didn't do nothing. Nothing at all. And I said, they didn't prosecute. They didn't take them to jail for overnight. Nothing.
No questions.
No questions asked.
So we're going to have a show where we're going to call some advocates that we have for sex trafficking. That's all they do.
And that's why it's important that you partner and you communicate with your friends. Stay close with your girl groups. Make sure y'all look out for each other. And that's very, very important. That's very important because when you're in a group setting, you have to look out for each other. You have to make sure you stay together. Those that come in together, leave together. That is very, very important. And that's one of the things that I stress to a lot of young women, even adults till today. Because getting drunk, going out, trying to do all these other different things, if y'all gonna be with each other, don't split up, don't do all that extra stuff. Don't try and I tell them, don't even try and meet new people. Because when you try and meet new people, that type of stuff happens.
It reminds me of the story, and I'll be quiet after this. The story that I just told y'all reminded me of a movie. And a lot of y'all probably don't even know the movie I'm talking about. Go Google it, go watch it somewhere. It's called The Hostel.
Oh, yeah. Hostel.
You ever seen that?
And they got 3 of them. Yeah.
They got 3 of them. That what I just described, when I heard that woman describing it to me, that's what I envisioned. Because they had the whores, if y'all remember, they had the whores prostituting Americans that came to Europe, and then they would, mutilate them. Yep. The rich folks would mutilate them, but they didn't do all that. They beat her up a little bit, but it just reminded me, the whole storyline.
Okay, but I also want to speak on the family. At the end of the day, I was getting molested from the ages of 6 to 8 years old. So people may be like, why is she in the sex right now? Because sex was introduced to me and I got my innocence took away from me. And normal people would think, okay, she would run away from sex. No, my body was activated before it was supposed to be activated. So I have a yearning for something that I had no business having a yearning for.
At that age.
So now, now I'm 31 years old and I still have that yearning. So now I'm sitting here and I protect my children better than my parents did for me. My father was in the Army, so I do not blame him. And he was in the Air Force, so I do not blame him because he could not be there. But the times he wasn't there. My father was really about that life. Like, he was really in Kuwait, in Germany. Yeah, my father was a provider, and I didn't understand that. I felt lonely. And my mother had to do what she had to do right then and there, you know? So I say that to say this, like, I was getting molested by my family members. So it's not about the friends or the outsiders. It's about the people who protect your children, even around family. The ones that you love the most. The ones that you care about the most. Protect your children. When you see your friends, when you see your children getting too friendly or learning, pay attention to your children. Pay attention to your children. My children don't go around halfway nobody, because there's so many things on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Like, they're really pushing the issue of sexuality.
What a lot of people don't realize too is when your kids are active on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, it's not always a 14-year-old boy they're talking to.
No.
I've busted many grown men trying to talk to my daughter.
And I'm gonna tell you something. There is a strong subject, because a lot of them. But the crazy part is, a lot of them who they talking to are the family members, because they know they online.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then they're the ones that lure them in. And I can speak on that to a lot of parents. Because I've actually dealt with a lot of my students.
Yeah.
I have to deal with that with their kids, and they stress. And when I introduce them to the social media life and to what it is that these kids are dealing with and what they're going through, please believe a lot of this stuff has came out.
Do you know, I did a study in college in 2012, I think it was. 8 out of 10 children that are molested by their family member or family member's friend. So you're right when you make that point. It's not always a stranger, but what has happened to me has made me overly protective of especially my daughter, but all 3 of my kids. But my daughter doesn't have a life. She's 18 and I still don't let her have a phone, because I had to take that phone away from her because she's naive and believed everybody that told her she was 14. But there's certain things that I can tell are not a 14-year-old.
Right.
And you know, now I've had to remove that phone from her and tell her, absolutely not. I've had control of her Instagram. I've had control of her Snapchat. But it's not enough.
I want to say, Mommy and Daddy, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. Y'all did the best that y'all could do for me at the end of the day. You know, y'all protected me and y'all did what y'all could do. But at the end of the day, like, being a parent does not come with it does halfway. Wait. If you don't, okay, because it can go either this way or go that way, because you don't never want to, like, just go one way with it. So some people gonna say, okay, go with the Bible. The Bible's gonna teach you how to be a mother and a father. But when you're really in it, and you're really dealing with it, and you're dealing with other things besides just your children, your husband, and finances, you really can't do it.
That's fact.
You really can't do it. I don't blame my mother, but I did let my mother know when I got older. At the age of 16, I got raped in the basement on Halloween. So Halloween is not my favorite holiday no longer. So you just always pay attention to your children, please.
Pay attention to the signs.
And then if you don't pay attention, take an hour out your day. There's 24 hours in a day. Take an hour out your day and talk to your children and see what they like, see what they know, see what they're going through. Get to know their feelings and where they're going and what they want to do. That's all I'm gonna say.
I want to say something.
Go ahead. After you, I'm gonna take it.
I want to say that I am proud, because based on the story that you gave today, you proved the point that I make to a lot of people. We are all products of what we were raised in.
Facts.
Every single one of us, we're all products of how we were raised. But we have 2 choices.
We can stay with it.
We have
Talk about it.
We have 2 choices based off of what we grew up in. We're either going to be just like it,
Preach,
or we're going to be the exact opposite.
Opposite of it.
And there is no in between.
Exactly.
There's no in between.
No.
You're not going to have, you know, part of the negative side of what you grew up in and part of the positive side of what you grew up in. You're either going to be just like what you grew up in, or you're going to be the exact opposite of what you grew up in. You're going to be one or the other. It's all about choice. So based off of what you grew up in, you made a choice. You made a choice to be the opposite.
Yeah.
And not only did you make a choice to be the opposite, you made a choice to use what traumatized you, and you done made that shit into a business.
You feel me?
To make money.
Some people don't even look
to
at
benefit
it.
you.
Yeah.
And your kids.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah.
That's
not just only
because
that.
most people don't think like that.
No, and not just only that, she's doing it in a positive way.
In a positive way.
In a positive way. That's the key. In a positive way.
In a positive way, because there's a positive and a negative in every single situation. It's up to you to decide which side you're going to focus on. And whichever side you decide to focus on, that's the side that's going to motivate you to move forward.
Period.
You either going to let the negative side motivate you, or you're going to let the positive side motivate you.
Yeah.
And whichever side you pick, that's how your life going to turn out.
Yeah.
So it all goes back to choice.
Right.
It all goes back to choice.
On the show movement.
Well, what I'll say is this. We say a lot of times deception is not intentional. The word is you see, you go through what you see. You never know what it is to be outside 16. You never know what on the inside. So, I said that to say this. You have to determine your own determination.
Yes.
So no matter what you go through, no matter what it is, you literally have to formulate your own plan, your own process, all of these things. So, the one thing I can say is I'm proud of everyone in this room for taking the process of life and turning it into what they wanted it to be. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So,
regardless of what their process
God
is.
bless you.
Don't put it up that close.
Yeah.
We don't like that. A couple of things that I just want to touch on right quick is one thing my mom says, trafficking is $150 billion a year industry. Every industry is making money from trafficking. Yeah. And she knows firsthand because this is the industry that she works in. She works for the state of Michigan in human trafficking. So for those who missed our fashion show a couple weeks ago, we actually touched on domestic violence, and our next show will actually touch on mental illness because they go hand in hand with each other. Right. So just make sure that y'all remember that everything make money. So if we shut off one line, we shutting off 20 lines. Because and I'm just using this as an analogy. If I got 14 women and you fire me and shut me down, I'm gonna just call Sam and be like, hey, they shutting us down. Move your women to such and such. I'm just using it as an analogy. It's so hard to shut these pipelines down. Like it's going to take a group effort. That's what I'm saying. It does. It's not we shut one down and it stops. No. It's a continued circle of what's going on.
You gotta cut the snake off at the head.
And like Lisa said, it's different demographics now, it's different ages, it's different groups. And a lot of these stereotypes, like you see a white van, it's a rapist van, like that's not even true. Like a lot of these semi trucks, truck stops,
regular shit,
regular car, like you would be surprised. Like,
they're dropping pills.
And they're businessmen. They're people that you would never look at and think they would do something like that.
They're
politicians. There you go.
Lawyers, doctors.
That word right there,
what do you call them? Pilots.
You know what he's talking about. So, I just wanted to touch on that.
This took another turn. This took another turn. It really did.
Can we end this in prayer at the end of the day?
Yeah, because I don't think none of us was ready for this.
I was not ready for that.
Hey, that's what the show is about, man. It's literally about touching on them but
Tagline.
over time, we're going to touch over a whole bunch of stuff that most radio shows will probably never touch on. But I'm okay with that because that's what this show is about. It's about
half of what
touching on them
happened,
subjects.
we didn't expect to happen.
At all.
That's true.
At all.
Well, not half, 3/4 of it.
Nigga, 75, nigga,
Hey, y'all make history
87%
today.
of what happened
This is
tonight,
the
we
first
ready.
show, the
Yeah,
first
it's the
episode
first show.
on 713
Yeah.
day, so you already know we were going to be tapped in anyway, and then, you know, with Patron get in your system, you know how that goes. So.
No, I got that brown in my life.
Okay, well, y'all stay over there on that brown, because that's what I'm holding
brown
with right now. And you stay over there with your apple juice, okay?
White light. White light.
Look,
Light
happy
skin,
like
light
apple.
skin.
Listen, let me tell y'all about this fool before we leave. I call Sam, I say, Sam, he say, what we drinking? I say, I'm gonna get some Patron. He said, no, get the Dilly on. All right, you right. Diddy on this black. We doing it then. So I'm on my way here.
Watch your mouth.
Listen, my mom. It says, I won't try to govern grown folk. I promise. So she already knows.
Okay, love you.
With that being said,
Love you,
I told
mama.
him. I say, you stopped at the store. This fool
Mama,
gonna
I'm
say,
drinking
I got
apple
some
juice.
Maker's Mark. I said, oh boy, you on your own. Anybody drinking that
I'm
shit?
drinking apple juice.
I'm
When he said
drinking
Maker's
that.
Mark, I thought I was going to see my granny.
Shut up.
I'm drinking Maker's Mark on
Oh, that grandma, yay.
I'm
Oh, look
drinking
at
cran.
you. Ooh, I see what y'all doing tonight. I
I'm
see
drinking
that
cran
grandma
water.
said she did this.
It's hard to stop.
That's-
I
Cran
know.
water.
I just need the
Hospitals.
Don't give me the church finger.
Hospitals
Stop.
and hotels
You're giving me
are
your left
number
ear right
one
now.
spots right now for
You're giving me your
trafficking.
left ear. I don't like it.
Did y'all hear me?
What are they doing? Grabbing them from the hospitals?
Hospitals and hotels.
That's what I'm drinking.
No, and McDonald's though.
I can believe McDonald's. I can believe hotels, but the hospital part got to
And
do
legs.
with it.
Nah, I can believe the hospital.
Why?
I can believe the
Why did you
hospital
throw me off?
Yes,
ooh,
why?
that got glitter
It's
in
a
it.
hospital.
But you already
supposed to get
And that's
it's
because
gonna
y'all
come
believe the
sprinkles.
bullshit that
That's
they tell
right.
y'all on the
But
news
you
about
gotta
the
take into
hospital.
consideration the
That's
business
another
they gonna
conversation.
put
We're
you
gonna say
on.
that for next time.
They
I ain't
gonna put
get
you
into
on
that.
meds.
Listen,
I ain't gonna get into that.
here goes
That's
another
next conversation.
shameless plug. Let's shout out to the owners here at Real Talk. We got Green Line Wine here.
Man.
Now, when y'all watch this here, I want y'all to see this Facebook. Y'all ready? Watch how they
Look at
just
that.
shake it up like I'm a bartender. Y'all ready?
Ooh, that's sexy.
Ooh,
Who did that?
them down there.
Them down there.
It's Real
That
Talk
couple.
100 radio.
That swirl right there.
Real Talk 100 Radio.
Y'all some world Sam, you like ready? that?
Huh?
Yeah.
Y'all some.
We got
He
Real
said, huh?
They-
Well, I don't even know what glasses to look at. They said it first.
Hey, look, I just want to point out how my man's got his eyeglasses in
Yeah.
front of his shades.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna
Yeah.
talk about
Yes.
it? Talk about it. You need
Hey,
to take it
I want to talk
off.
about
hey,
it.
hey! I got a short story for you.
Okay.
I
I'm ready for
got
it.
a short story for you. As a kid, I was a thug, man,
Okay.
and I got injured.
From here,
So
Southwest.
I'm light sensitive and a whole lot of other stuff. My peripheral views throwed off, all of
okay.
that. So a lot of people don't know that, so I wear the shades to cover up a lot of stuff. All right. Now, I used to have the transitional glasses. I lost them. Before I could reorder them, I started wearing them like this. The reason I still wear them like this now is because we had a liquor store before we had the daiquiri shop. Y'all might not all know about the daiquiri shop, but we used to have a liquor store. While we had the liquor store, some youngsters used to come in all the time and started calling me two shades instead of 2 chains. So I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna ride this damn thing out.
What you got, a
Just-
shark shade around your neck?
Just like yeah. This
I know.
got this in Mexico,
Yeah, I know.
but that's the story behind the glasses.
So they call you 2 shades.
2 shades instead of 2
I'm about to
chains.
start calling you
Yeah.
2 shades.
OG, 2 shades.
All right, yeah.
Oh,
Just
gee,
call
I'm a
you
shade.
Shade.
I'm shark tooth.
Just call you Shay.
Okay, but you know Vanessa gonna call you shark tooth. On that.
Vanessa, that's your name?
Yes.
Okay.
Shark tooth, cause y'all don't know.
I just want to say that this whole segment was brought to you by Sir Clothing. You can catch us at sirclothing.com or Sir Clothing on Instagram or Facebook. At the show.
And listen, you can find me on Instagram at I am the Sam Ross.
Oh,
or
let me
follow
back up so you can correct the
fan
mic.
page. We are _the
The show.
show.
The show. Move.
My manager is Kendrick Gray. You can follow him at
I am Kendrick Gray on Instagram, Kendrick Gray Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I already
I am Kendrick Gray on Twitter.
DJ, go ahead.
I am
Live
DJ
for-
Lives for Love at DJ LIVES number 4 LUV
DJ Lives for Love.
on all social media platforms. And be sure to check out sirclothing.com for my clothing line.
SirClothing.com.
DJ Nice.
And my name is Vanessa. You can find me on Instagram at Naughty Thing. NAUGHTY.
Why you got the F like that?
Y'all can see how she's holding this microphone
I
right now.
swear.
They can see.
They can see it all up in mine. No worries.
Oh, y'all can? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right here.
You better not take your tongue out.
If you move your head that way, they can really see.
Stop.
Listen, get off the.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Take the mic from her. Take the mic.
All right. Naughty Things. Instagram. Facebook.
Look at him. He over there.
Oh, shit. I got spit on it. That's what my baby
I
father
got
told
some
me not to do.
sanitizer for the mic.
Facebook, Instagram.
Girl, get off the mic. Come on here.
She ain't no good. She say she spit on it.
All right, so y'all take
Anyway,
it.
y'all, my name is Narayan Michael. That's NARYANMYKAL. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to keep my social distance from this mic because she just kind of like, you know, I ain't gonna
She
speak
just
on
got
that.
the mic,
She
y'all.
Jill Scott the mic for sure.
She Jill Scott at the mic like a
His
motherfucker.
wife taught me how to do it. His wife.
So now you putting him on blast and his wife. Jesus.
His wife taught me how to do it.
All right, y'all.
We know why you not got naughty things. It's cool. We good.
And that's why he married.
Well,
Because
listen,
his wife taught
y'all,
me
we
everything.
appreciate everybody that tagged in, that clocked in, the likes, the hearts, the shares. We appreciate it all, man.
Make sure y'all let us know what we can do better, what we did right, what we did
Live.
wrong. First show, man. 713 days.
I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm gonna say something.
Everything
Let me say
God
something.
orchestrated things.
Let me say something real quick.
He
Let me
had
say
to
something
because
real
we
quick.
didn't.
Come on.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Come on.
This is y'all first show.
Come on.
This is y'all very
Come on, us. Come on.
first
We gotta
show.
take it.
Okay.
This is y'all first show. I am very, very proud of both of you. Y'all came together and put a show together like no other. And the
Okay.
thing is that it takes two. It takes two
To make you do too.
to make it go right. I'm being
It
serious.
takes two.
It takes two. It took both of y'all to put this show together. Y'all did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Regardless to what your timeline says, regardless to the structure, you got a message across today and it touched lives
Yeah.
in many different ways.
So.
From sex trafficking to music to the general topics of conversation to the business highlights. Things may have not went the way you wanted them to go today, but you started it and you did it. And you did it with effortlessly because it's something that you believe in. And nobody, and I mean nobody, can stop y'all dreams from succeeding from this day forward. So as long as y'all continue to put the effort, I don't even want you to think about what anybody else has to say. As long as you feel like it went right, that's all that matters. It's not about what the other people think. Because everybody received tonight regardless from what section they listened to, whether it was from the beginning or from the end. And I'm very proud of the both of you for all that both of you have done and put together in for tonight. No matter how, all the team effort. Then I'm serious, it takes a team effort.
A village.
A village. It takes a village to raise a kid and a
Church
church.
walking over there. You got no church.
I know who I'm in the house tonight.
Okay.
I know
I wasn't in the doghouse.
Oh, look at her tongue is out. Yep. You back on.
I was not in the doghouse to start with.
Where
the music drop at?
Go get in that car talking about, you want to take the long way home.
Hey, hand me this patrol. I still gotta have a moderator.
Let's take the scenic route.
Let's take the bellway around this time. And we're going to go past
Don't even get on the highway.
Okay, and this is the last thing.
Street tone.
Hey, this is the last thing I gotta say. Why is it that when you go to Beltway towards I-10, it seems so much further?
Because it is.
Because the head is good. The head is better.
Thank y'all.
The head is better. That comes from naughty things.
Thank y'all.
Love yourself.
Hey, shout out to Hard Body and Kiati and them boys down there at the Rise rooftop. They about to go up for 713 days, so make sure you ain't doing nothing tonight. Slide through that thing. I think they're at like 2 a.m. Yeah, and then make sure y'all go follow Your Brand and Print. And then you can find us at ybinprint.com. We can print all of your needs for you. Banners, backdrops, business cards, flyers, hashtags, logo, whatever you need, baby.
Like I said, all of that in one breath. That was a good job.
How did you do
You got all that shit
That's
on
a talent.
I'm gonna shout out to my band, of course, the show band. Them guys.
We are the show.
I love it. That's us,
bro.
We are. We are. Underscore the show.
We are underscore.
And after you get done with the show, because they're going to wet your panties up, come see Naughty Things.
It sounds like everything wet your motherfucking panties.
Listen, we got the show. Of course, again, got to shout out my wife, her business, Miracle Blinks. Y'all look up, she does her thing.
Okay, we
and
want
I'm
my
going to shout out
on the way.
Jakaya, Kenneth, Raylan, and Simone, my kids.
JJ and Naya, we in that thing.
Thank you.
I guess we showing off.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Love y'all.
Underscore the show.
Radio
over here.
We are
100. Real Talk Radio
the
100.
show.
Thank you so much for support. Thank y'all for having us. Thank y'all for being here.
Type we.
The show. Movement.
Right
So we
there.
up out of here.
That's
Listen,
them.
the DJ about to take us on up out of here. We thank y'all for staying with us as long as you did. Y'all have a good night. Be safe, all right?
Absolutely, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow night starting at 8 o'clock for the After Dark with Malcolm and Lisa show, followed by the Sky Show. This show right here will be back next week, same time, same place. Thanks, guys.
Y'all see how she
H-Town down, baby. Do y'all need me to do that drop?
Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. This was the first show of the Show Movement Radio Show on Real Talk 100 Radio. Y'all tune in to them every Tuesday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. We're out of here. We're in here chaperoning them tonight. We won't be in here all the time. We just wanted to welcome them in a proper way. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Show behind you, don't ever worry
Thank you, Shouted. Thank you, Shouted. Thank you, Body Snatched. Thank you, King of Bespoke. We got all kind of small businesses tuned in. You want to tell them what y'all do right quick? We got King of Bespoke. He'll have you looking real sharp in a dress suit. We got Shouty. He all over the place with promotions. We got Body Snatch.
We doing business shout outs. So y'all hit us up. We're gonna put the flyer out. We're gonna get some more with the flyer out. All the information's on there. Y'all get with us, man. So we can put the business shout out. Listen, I need everything. Everything everybody doing, I need it. So let's get it together, y'all. Sam Ross. I love everybody, man.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliments, Shouty. We'll see y'all soon. We out of here. Shout out to Eaton Clothing. I'll give him a tag in just a minute. I represent my boy wherever I go. Much love to Damon, who's up in the sky looking down at us. Much love, Gary, with Eaton Clothing. ShopEatonClothing.com. We out of here.